Yes, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Warzone Jones back again for you MMA fans to do a MMA topic video. UFC Fox 7 was a pretty good night of fights, so if you missed it, you missed out on a pretty good night of fights. Free fights, that is, too, so it was free. So, pretty good show from top to bottom. All the fights, I would say, were pretty good and entertaining. One of the fights were a little bit mediocre, but we're going to get to that fight later on. Let's start off with the first fight of the night, Matt Brown versus Jordan Main. Pretty good fight. I wasn't expecting nothing too much from this fight because, they didn't hype the fight. They didn't really talk about it that much. It really had not too much mentioned, but it was still a pretty good fight. Matt Brown was doing his thing in the first round. He was just landing punches. He was just landing kicks. They said Matt Brown was on a 5-fight win streak, if I'm not mistaken. Matt Brown was pretty much dominating that first round up until where he got hit in the body. Once he got hit in the body, he went down like a ton of bricks. He was down, but he wasn't out, though. But eventually, Matt Brown recovers from that shot. And, at some point, he almost actually ended that fight in the first round. He caught Jordan Main in a triangle. And the triangle, it looked like it was deep, but it wasn't really too deep. But it sort of looked like it was deep. But Jordan Main was able to get out of that. Next comes the second round. Matt Brown finished him. He finishes the guy. Matt Brown wins again. So I guess he won 6 fights in a row. Matt Brown, for what I said, Matt Brown was a pretty good fighter. I remember seeing him on the Ultimate Fighter TV show. So he wins again. He continues his winning ways. We'll see where that guy goes from here. Next fight, we had Nate Diaz versus Josh Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, you probably betted your money on Nate Diaz to win this fight. But if you did that, you lost your money quick, real quick, and in a devastating fashion because Nate Diaz got knocked the F out with a head kick, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. I felt that headshot because it wasn't just any head kick, it was with the shin. So the shin, when you get hit with somebody's shin, the shin is one of the hardest parts of the body. Like that is a really, hard bone. So that had to hurt. He got hit around like the top of his head. So it wouldn't surprise me if this guy, Nate Diaz, has a headache. It didn't matter anyway. So Nate Diaz he doesn't move very well when somebody's throwing strikes at him. He just does it. And Nick Diaz doesn't either. The way he was getting taken out was pretty much the way Carlos Khan did Nick Diaz. Except for he engaged more. He didn't back away a little bit more like Carlos Khan did. He just engaged more. But, leg kicks, punch. Just leg kicks, punch. Leg kicks, body kicks, face kicks. He got knocked out in the head. That first one was like, damn, that was a really good kick. So he caught him in the first round with that kick. The second round, if I'm not mistaken, the second round he got kicked in the head, and that was it. It was over. He wasn't coming back from that. So, yes, Nate Diaz gets knocked out. He lost again. Josh Thompson is your winner. Josh Thompson is a pretty good fighter. I believe that's my first time seeing him fight, too. I do recall that name, Josh Thompson, but I believe that's the first time I seen him fight. So congratulations, Josh Thompson. You were the, underdog, but you proceeded on to be the winner. So, next fight, we had Daniel Cormier versus Frank Mir. Man, a lot of the fans that were booing this fight, I can sort of understand why, but I didn't think the fight was that boring. As a matter of fact, I actually wasn't really that bored with the fight. The fight was just mediocre. It was a mediocre fight, especially since you can tell that these guys probably didn't get to do what they wanted to do. Daniel Cormier was talking basically like he was just going to finish the guy. Like he was just going to dominate him, get him to the ground, and just ground and pound the hell out of him. But he didn't do that. He basically, the whole fight, was putting him up against that fence, and he'll land a couple of punches, a couple of knees to the body, and he'll hit him with a couple of 1-2 punches to the face. Frank Mir couldn't get off at all with his strikes. Not really. He'll hit him every now and then, but that's not going to win you the fight by hitting him every now and then. And sometimes Frank Mir will try to grapple with him standing up on his feet. I didn't understand that. Frank Mir is a good grappler, but on the ground. Jiu-jitsu grappling basically works on the ground, not really standing up. So that's pretty much how he lost, because, you know, Daniel Cormier was basically putting him up against that fence and basically racking up points. So Frank Mir lost. I don't know what the hell is Frank Mir going to do next. Like, what's left for him to really do? Should he go to the light heavyweight division? Will he get cut from the UFC? Probably, more than likely, because I can see him getting cut from the UFC. I really can see the man getting cut from the UFC after this loss, because I really don't see anything else left for this man to do in the UFC. Like, I don't see it. I really don't. But moving on. The next fight we had was the main event of the night. We had Gilbert Melendez versus Benson Henderson, the lightweight champ. The lightweight title was on the line. The UFC lightweight title. Pretty good fight. This was a really good fight. This is my first time seeing Gilbert Melendez fight. You know, I heard of him, I seen him before, but I never really seen him actually fight before. And for what I've seen, the man is a pretty good fighter. I actually thought he was just going to get smashed, like pretty easy, like finished. I thought he was going to get smashed pretty easily. He won the first round. I would say most definitely he won the first round. You know, somebody had said that, I think one of his coaches had said that, yeah, that he gave him that round. He gonna say that one of his coaches, one of Benson Henderson's coaches, gonna say that he gave that round up. He didn't get that round up. He took that round from him. You know, he just give the round up. No, he took that round from him. But I do feel like that Benson Henderson won the rest of those other rounds. Call me crazy, call me stupid, call me whatever. I do feel like he won the rest of those rounds. Some of the other analysts, like Chael Sonnen, they said they felt like that Gilbert Melendez won the first 3 rounds. Nah, I couldn't see how he won the first 3 rounds, because he was getting kicked and punched too much. Like, literally, he was getting kicked and punched too much in the second round, in the third round, in the fourth round. But I don't see how Gilbert Melendez won that fight. Well, excuse me, he didn't win, but how you would think that he won that fight, because the guy, to me, he wasn't as active anymore once the third round hit. Once the third round had came, he wasn't as active. He really wasn't. To me, he was just sitting there, like I said, getting kicked and punched. So, Benson Henderson wins. He defends his title again for the 3rd time. And after the fight was over, he didn't celebrate his victory. No. What he did was he proposed to his girlfriend, and his girlfriend said yes. But as he was proposing to his girlfriend, those fans, they wasn't cheering. They weren't really clapping. They were booing. They were booing a man who was proposing to his girlfriend. Wow. So the girl did say yes. So it looks like Benson Henderson is going to be getting married pretty soon in the future. Congratulations, Benson Henderson. It was a good fight. This was a really good show. If you missed it, you missed out a good night of free fights. So, if you haven't done so, ladies and gentlemen, please click that subscribe button. You won't get a ticket if you click it. Trust me on that. I'm out. Deuces.